Hi, you are welcome to the Real Pic YT YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe Real Pic YT YouTube channel soon. Join us to learn about the world. Today we are going to tell about Charlie Chaplin. Famous for his character, the tramp, the sweet little man with the bowler hat, mustache and cane, Charlie Chaplin was an iconic figure of the silent film era and was one of film's first superstar, inventing the industry in a way few could have ever imagined. Born Charlie Spanner Chaplin in London, England on April 16, 1889. Chaplin's rise to fame is true rags to riches story. His father, a notorious drinker, abandoned Chaplin, his mother, and his older half-brother, Sidney, not long after Chaplin's birth. That left Chaplin and his brother in the hands of their mother, a vaudevillian and music hall singer who went by the stage name Lily Hurley. Chaplin's mother, who would later suffer several mental issues and have to be committed to an asylum, was able to support her family for a few years. But in a performance that would introduce her youngest boy to the spotlight, Han unexpectedly lost her voice in the middle of show, prompting the production manager to push the 5-year-old Chaplin, whom he did heard sing, onto the stage to replace her. Chaplin lit up the audience, wowing them with his natural presence and comedic angle, but the episode meant the end for Han. Her singing voice never turned, and she eventually ran out of money. For a time, Chaplin and Sidney had to make a new temporary home for themselves in London's Touchwick House. Armed with his mother's love of the estate, Chaplin was determined to make it in show business himself, and in 1897, using his mother's contacts, he landed a cloth dancing troupe named 8 Lancashire Lads. It was a short stint and not a terribly profitable one, forcing the go-getter Chaplin to make ends meet any way he could. I news wonder, printer, toy maker, Doris boy, etc. But during those occupational degree sessions, I never lost sight of my ultimate aim to become an actor, Chaplin later recounted. So, between jobs, I would polish my shoes, brush my clothes, put on a clean cleaner and make periodic calls at a theatrical agency. Eventually, other stage work did come his way. Chaplin made his acting debut as a page boy in a production of Sherlock Holmes. From there, he toured with the vaudeville outfit named Chasse Court Circus, and in 1908 teamed up with the Fred Corno pantomime troupe, where Chaplin became one of its stars as the drunk in the comedy sketch A Night in an English Music Hall. With the Chrono, Chaplin got his first taste of the United States, where he coached the eye of film producer Mac Sennett, who signed Chaplin to contract for a $150 a week. In 1914, Chaplin made his film debut in a somewhat forgettable one-reel called Make a Living. To differentiate himself from the call for other actors in Sennett film, Chaplin decided to play a single, indefensible character, and The Little Tramp was born, with audience getting their first taste of him in Kid Audio Race at Venice in 1914. Over the next year, Chaplin appeared in 35 movies, a lineup that included Telly's punctured romance film first full-length comedy. In 1915, Chaplin left Sennett to join the Cine Company, which agreed to pay him $1,250 a week. It is with a signing that Chaplin, who by this time had hired his brother Sidney to be his business manager, rose to stardom. During the first year with the company, Chaplin made 14 films, including The Tramp, generally regarded as the actor's first classic. The story established Chaplin's character as the uninspired hero when he saved the farmer's daughter from a gang of robbers. By the age of 26, Chaplin, just 3 years removed from his vaudeville days, was a superstar. He did move over the Metrel Company, which paid him a whopping $670,000 a year. The money made Chaplin a wealthy man, but it didn't seem to derail his actress drive. With Metrel, he made some of his best work, including 1 A.M., The Ring, The Vagabond. Throughout his work, Chaplin came to be known as Gurlin perfectionist. His love for experimentation often meant countless takes, and it was not uncommon for him to order the rebuilding of an entire set. Nor was it uncommon for him to begin filming with one leading actor. Releasing, he made a mistake in his casting and start again with someone new. But the results were hard to refill during the 1920s. Chaplin's career blossomed even more. During the decade, he made some landmark films, including The Kids, The Pilgrims, A Woman in Paris, The Golden Rush, a movie Chaplin would later say he wanted to be remembered by, and The Circus. The latter three were released by United Artists, a company Chaplin co-founded in 1990 with Douglas Fairbanks. Mary Pickford, and D.W. Griff. Chaplin became equally famous for his life off the screen. His affairs with actresses who had roles in his movies were numerous. Some, however, ended better than others. In 1980, he quickly married 16-year-old Mildred Harris. The marriage lasted just 2 years, and in 1924, he wed again to another 16-year-old actress, Lita Grey, whom he cast in The Gold Rush. The marriage had been brought on by an unplanned pregnancy and the resting union, which produced 2 sons of Chaplin, was an unhappy one of both parents. They divorced in 1927. In 1936, Chaplin married again, this time to a chorus girl who went by the film name of Paulette Goddard. They lasted until 1942. That was followed by a nursery pantry suit with another actress, Joan Berry, in which test proved Chaplin was not the father of her daughter, but a jury still ordered him to pay child support. In 1943, Chaplin married 18-year-old Ona O'Neill, the daughter of playwright Eugene O'Neill. Unexpectedly, the two would go on to have a happy marriage, one that would result in 8 children. Nearing the end of his life, Chaplin did make one last visit to the United States in 1972, when he was given an honorary Academy Award. The trip came just 5 years after Chaplin's final film, A Contents from Hong Kong, the filmmaker's first and only color movie. Despite a cast that included Sophia Loren and Marlon Brando, the film did poorly at the box office. In 1975, Chaplin received further recognition when he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. In the early morning hours of December 25, 1977, Chaplin died at his home in Switzerland. His wife Ona and 7 of children were at his bedside at the time of his passing. In the twist that might very well have come out one of his films, Chaplin's body was stolen not long after he was buried from his grave near Lake Geneva in Switzerland by 2 men who demanded $4 lakh for its return. The men were arrested and Chaplin's body was recovered 11 weeks later. I think you enjoyed this story, so stay with us to find out what you didn't know about this world. And don't forget to subscribe Real Pic YT YouTube channel. Have a nice day.